staying with us right here in Capital Update. This is the segment on Capital Talk. Now, the person that I'm going to be interviewing today is someone whom I interviewed not too long ago, and she's going to be giving us a bit of an idea of what to expect. Her name is Professor Master Joe Choo, now who picked up the science of geomancy from her mentor, current business partner, right, Professor Master David Ko in the year 2001. Now, prior to that, Choo was in an accountancy firm, correct? Yeah, for 5 years now, followed by a stint in an architectural firm when she was involved in a project conserving the Baba and Nyonya culture. Well, that's something you can tell us a little bit about.
Yeah.
Now, the Capital is also proud to have Professor Master Joe Choo, who will be our regular guest every Friday on our segment called the Weekly Review, which is also called Crystal Clear with Master Joe Choo. Now, today's Capital Talk, we will discuss some of the key issues, not all of them, critical as well as complement that is likely to take place in Malaysia for 2012. So once again, Professor Joe, thank you for coming back and being with us back on the show. All right. Now, just a little bit, just wanted to ask about this concerning the Baba and Nyonya culture. What was that all about?
Well, I think that is a very unique culture, or I would say unique heritage that we have, particularly in Singapore and Malaysia. All right. And why I mentioned myself into that, because I really have a passion for the heritage.
Okay.
Yes, and you see people doing much on that, so I took it up. And now I took out another culture, which is my own culture, my own heritage, that is feng shui.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Moving on, that's a big jump from what you were doing before, actually.
Oh yes,
isn't it? Yeah.
oh yes.
Okay, now coming back to the feng shui of what we can expect in 2012, let's focus a little bit on property for a bit. Now, given the fact, not too long ago we did discuss about property and what exactly was going to happen with them. Now, with regard to 2012, I mean, what can we expect? Should we buy or sell properties in 2012?
All right, if you want to sell your property, you better sell it right now.
Is it right now?
Right now, okay. Anytime before June.
Ah, okay. Anytime before June, right?
Yes, anytime before June. If you want to buy, so you can buy after June.
Okay.
Yeah, because the transaction is low, the growing rate is low. All right. So you can sell, you can buy at a lower or a better bargain. You will get a better bargain.
All right.
Okay.
So basically, it's sell now,
Yes,
but buy
buy
after
later,
June.
yes.
Oh, yeah, sell before June. Okay.
Yes.
Now, given the fact that we have investors and all, sort of tuning into our show and stuff like that, I mean, what are the strategies sort of used by full-time investors and experts to sort of source and identify an investment property?
In feng shui point of view, it would be good to understand some of the principle or fundamental of feng shui, so that you will not make any unsuccessful investment or a bad investment. Okay, I've done study and done research according to the rules of feng shui that I apply or I tell people. All right, and 90% of them are good property if they're built according to the feng shui principle. All right, and that are the good investment.
Okay. And what about the remaining 10%?
Okay. There are always some exceptions.
Some exceptions, okay, but most 90% of the time is actually a pretty good number.
Correct. Yes, I think that is very, very high, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
high. It would just, I mean, it's like most people who would out there would probably be wondering, what about the 10%?
Okay.
But no, but I mean, in your experience, the 90% of feng shui advice that you've given have turned out to be pretty good.
Yes, correct. If you do follow my article and I always explain the rules of feng shui, and then you look at those property that is built accordingly, or so happen they are feng shui compliance, they are always good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take you up on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Now, moving on to predictions. Now, we don't expect you to be a fortune teller of things, but you have written a book on predictions for Malaysia, and you predicted rotavirus, and of course, it happened last month.
Yes.
Right. In light of the fact that you predicted that to happen, obviously you know what my question is going to be. What else do you predict to happen for the remainder of this year?
Well,
anything that is major,
that flu that happened 3 weeks or a month ago is the mild one. Okay.
So we can expect a more serious one.
Yes, the most serious one will be coming in April.
In April.
In April, that's one. The second one will be coming again, hit us again in November and December.
What are the ramifications of it? I mean, is it going to be very severe?
It's going to be very severe, worse than the last Yeah, because the virus has mutated. All right, it's going to be bad. Plus, all the heavy rainfall is another contributing factor.
Yeah, that's right. We've had quite a bit of rainfall this
Oh
past
yes,
few days.
even unexpectedly. Okay, in all over the world, people unexpected, like in Australia, it was flooded everywhere in summer. Could you imagine that? Yeah, it will never happen, right? In summertime should be a drought season, but it rained and it's flooded. So the same thing will happen in Malaysia. Flood is going to be a problem this year, and it's going to affect the agriculture sector.
From a business perspective?
From a business perspective, if we are dealing with agricultural products or commodity, I think we have to play safe. Okay, try to be conservative about the product. Okay, and expect to put in more expenses or buy in at a very high prices. That is going to be, I think it's a risk. It's a risk, okay. But again, in Asia country, Malaysia, we always eat rice, right? So that this year going to the price of the rice is very high. Right?
And given the fact that you're saying that agriculture is something that needs to be sort of reined in, does it have something to do with the predominantly wet weather that we have?
Yeah, the weather.
The weather is playing a real
Yes.
major role, not only in viruses and all that, but also on the business side of things.
Correct. Because, all right, everything is very much dependent on weather. Okay, this is so-called the domino effect. Okay, if the weather is bad, it affects the agriculture. When the agriculture is not having a high yield, of course the price of the commodities will go up. Okay, once it go up, then it's called inflation. All right, when it goes up, and then people will try to restrain the expenses. Okay, food we have to eat, but we can shop lesser. Okay,
Right.
we can hold on to our investment. All right, therefore, it's still it's a major thing in these 2 years.
Okay, yeah, because you did tell me not too long ago, in fact, that it's all because of the fact that these 2 years are going to be water years, in
Yes.
fact. Right, so that's a reason. So even in the following year, we would have to be very careful with that as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, talking about investments, now we have a lot of blue chip companies around. Now, what should blue chip companies do to avoid untoward incidents, any kind of unexpected incident that would just happen?
Okay, most of the blue chips company, they are not in the agriculture. They are in development, property development. Property development is still doing well. So it's okay. If you want to buy, it's a safe buy.
Right.
Okay, don't worry. Go ahead. Yeah.
So there's really no problem at
No
all. with
problem,
blue chip
yeah.
companies, okay.
Yes.
Now I think I've asked you this quite a number of times as well. Now, the European debt crisis, it's still predominantly going on. Now, there seems to be some kind of light at the end of the tunnel somewhat, especially with this bailout package which has been approved. Now, the next question is, will the European debt crisis, play an important role towards, in the growth of the Malaysian market? Will it hamper it or will it sort of help? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't see there's much impact on Malaysian economy because we don't depend on them very much.
Right.
Yeah, okay. The only worry we have to work in, for these 2 years, again, is the stability of politics, which I'm not going to touch about it, okay?
Yeah, you did say something about that as well, yes. I remember what you said about that, yes.
All right, okay, I normally I don't talk about politics and religion, so let's put that
Yeah,
aside.
no, we're going to talk about that, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
right.
But from a business perspective, I would say.
Okay.
But the thing is, basically you're saying that the Malaysian market won't be hampered that much by whatever happens.
Yes.
So if the European debt crisis decides to take a downfall of big proportions, it won't have such a big spill-on effect to Malaysia, simply because we don't deal with it.
Okay. Now, the biggest downfall, okay, was over. Now is a recovery. We were not affected by the deepest downfall, okay, the worst scenario. We were not, okay. And what's so more? Now is a recovery period. In fact, the help is a lifting hand for Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that then we have to look forward to some kind of positive vibe coming in from all of this. Obviously when you go down there has to be an uptrend,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay, now we were talking a little bit about the weather being this year and probably next year as well going to be wet years.
Yes.
In fact, Now, the weather conditions have obviously been very sort of irregular and extreme, to the point where, like you said, Australia was supposed to be summer, but it rained and caused floods. Do you reckon that this trend will still continue, or will it deteriorate? Will it get worse, or will it get better?
It will still continue.
It will still
It's going to be worse for the next, at least until next year.
At least until next year.
Yeah, correct. So whatever situation we are going through right now is a good lesson. Okay, we can avoid a flood if we have good infrastructure. All right. Okay, like the sewage problem. If we can solve the sewage problem. Okay, right. That's the biggest problem. Okay, and then the way we build our drain, our sewage system, we have to be very cautious about that.
Right. We have to be we have to basically it's all a question of planning it out.
Yes,
properly.
correct. If that is well planned, we will not have that problem.
Okay. Well, that's something that is more on the government side of things, political side of things.
Yes, right.
But yeah, I mean, so basically, it's just a question of how we handle it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, now, do you reckon that in the face of this big weather pattern that's going on right now, the El Nino effect, most people will call it, do you think that we're actually facing the biggest test of our lives? Do you think that it's a big test for us right now?
I don't think it's a big test for us.
It's something that we can probably weather.
Yeah, we can face it, and then we are just just smile and then walk away from it. Malaysia is a very happy. We are a very happy nation.
Yes.
And
Happy nation? Yes. Okay. We're not going to touch as to whether we're happy or not, but yeah.
Yes. All right. Okay. We can solve any problem. Okay. Simply because we have a good head on the shoulder. Yeah. All right. He's been doing a good job. Our Prime Minister has been doing a good job, and I don't think we are going to have another bad scenario or worse scenario.
All right.
So let's not worry.
No, we're not going to hope for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're pretty certain that it's not going to get too severe or anything like that. Okay. Now, moving on to something on a personal note, at least for everyone out there. Do you reckon that feng shui has helped the common person in perhaps investments, like what you said just now, 90%, who had reached returns in investments? Has it helped people in terms of investments, and has it helped people make more money?
Yeah, it has.
It has.
It has.
Can you give us examples of how that is? I mean, apart from the one you just told me.
Okay, well, it's just like one of my clients, he was sued and had many lawsuits on him, okay? He was at the stage of bankruptcy. Okay, he's a businessman, all right? So he called me in, and I was introduced by one of his friends. Okay, he called me in, and my suggestion to him was, okay, you have to shift office, you have to shift house. That costed him a lot, okay?
That's a major change, change for him.
Yes,
exactly.
he was running a big factory, okay?
Okay.
All
So
right.
that would have been okay for him, but yeah, right?
Yeah.
So you had to shift house and shift his office altogether.
Yes, correct. Basically, everything was wrong for him that time, okay? Well, he did mine, okay? He took up my advice, shifted the office, shifted his house. At that time, everything was done within 3 months.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's a big thing. That's a quick thing to do in a company, especially in 3 months.
Correct.
Okay.
He has no choice. Okay, because one thing, of course, I've proven to him of my successful cases. That's why he took my advice. Okay, he did exactly what I advised him to do, and then within a year he turned around. Okay, from almost a bankruptcy, now with liability free. Yeah.
All right. I'll make sure I look for you in the business. Yeah.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Okay, now moving along from that, do you reckon that feng shui has sort of helped to eradicate poverty? I mean, that's something that I think is still quite rampant, especially in the world.
Yes, it is. In my case, okay, my advice is, if you hire employ a feng shui master, okay, if the feng shui master give you this reasoning and give you this solution, you always have the right to ask him or her, why do I have to do this? Okay? Don't take it blind. If that guy told you that, oh, this is the secret, I cannot tell you.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
we will probably get that here. So you
Yes,
have to ask.
you have to ask. And feng shui is a name for Chinese feng shui. For the Indian, it's called Vastu Sastra. For the Malay, it's called Tiang Sri, Tanjung Muluk, or Bikram. Is the name called differently?
Right. But it's
In
basically the
actual
same concept.
Yes, correct. I've studied across the three three kind of knowledge. Okay, they're almost the same. The principle used is almost the same. It's just a name called in different languages. Okay, so if anyone say that feng shui has something to do with religion, then you have to be careful.
Okay, well, that's pretty much all the time we have for this particular segment of Capital Talk. And there you have it, a gist of what to expect and to transpire, obviously, every Friday on the weekly review. Now, for more in-depth view of what we've been discussing here, don't forget to tune in this Friday and watch Crystal Clear with Master Joe Choo. Once again, Professor Joe, thank you so much for being here.
You're most welcome.
And don't forget to tune into Crystal Clear with Master Joe Choo this Friday, Capital Review. Thank you for watching.